Hello, welcome to the stream. Now then, you might be wondering, well, you're probably not because I do tend to start like this, but my graphic is not ready yet. And do you know why? It's because I've struggled so hard to pick a man of the match because it's actually proven to be one of my most difficult tasks of the season, harder than any graphic I've seen. Anyway, well, let's see all the comments, and I'm gonna try and keep making my graphic. Redirecting. Do you remember what I said at halftime? I do. Brighton will turn it on. I quoted it so many times. In the in that second half that Brighton turned it on. We were awful that half. Why do me and you always know what's going to happen? But Pep and this disgusting team, we are so bad, losing every game. It's our mentality from now on. Pep, you look lost, mate. I back you, but you look lost. I'd be lying if I said it doesn't. I was crying. He needs to make his mind up this week. Just says, were you crying? No, lol. Edison or Haaland, man of the match. Yeah, we literally can't lose these games. Welcome to the chat, by the way, Yusuf. We actually cannot lose. There is no room for error. We lose these games. I don't see how we come back in 11 points. I don't see how we come back. Because it's not like I don't think Liverpool going to drop 11 points. It's the fact that I don't think we will go. Let's say we lose those two games. I don't think we'll go through the whole season without dropping more points. It's ridiculous. Thursday nights are coming. I pray that just ends up being a joke we can laugh at the end of the season. I don't know anymore. I don't know what I wish I could have. Do you know what I want? I just want this. Just one little thing. I just want a nice tripod to be set in our changing room, home and away. Okay, it could be mainly away as we seem to be incapable of winning away. Set up a nice tripod, put up your finest quality camera so I can see every single player and person in the room. Okay, give me your angles if you want. I want to see what happens at half time. I want to see what Pep thinks to that half. I want to see. And then I want to see what he does to try and counteract whatever Brighton are going to do. Brighton were obviously going to change that second half. Brighton are not a bad team. They are not stupid. The Brighton coach has proven that he is not silly and is not a stubborn coach. He's going to react to a poor second half. We were all over Brighton that first half. We were a lot better than them. Okay, I'll give our players credit. We played better than Brighton in the first half. Okay, but they were obviously going to change. They were obviously going to make something happen. What measures were in place? What was the plan? Sorry, I'm not reading comments at the moment. It's because I'm trying to finish this silly graphic. What was the plan in that second half? What we got here? This team is disgraceful. We are in top 4 race this season. When it was 1-1, I 1,000,000% knew it would be 2-1 soon. Worst run of form in 18 years, 4 away games, thousands of fans. Yeah, exactly. The bad thing is this was the easier fiction in the running. Yeah, exactly. This was, if there was a game to win, okay, you could argue it was this one. Brighton are obviously a good team, okay, which is what is partly scary, I guess. Brighton are a good side, and they were meant to be the easier of our coming fixtures. Do you think Pep will leave? I think he'll do his 10 years. Where do you think you're finishing this season? For me, 6th Europe. No, I think we get top 4. I don't think we're not making it to top 4, to be honest. I think we will find a way to bounce back. But it's frustrating waiting for that point, is what I'll say. What's frustrating about this half is we just didn't see, though there was so many things that were just off about this game and half specifically. And it goes from my main problems today lied with the back four, and partly bits of midfield, but mainly the back four. Which, to be fair, I've backed the back four at times this season. Not all the time. I have been criticising them a bit more recently. This is now 10 goals in 4 games conceded, 4 goals scored. It's not a good look on anyone in the club. It really isn't. It's another game where we had chances in the first half and we rude not taking them. And it's not getting any better. We aren't improving. Pep's signing 1 year doesn't fix anything. The fact we're literally... Yusuf, you are going to have a lot of joy at the Etihad. I hope so. Oh, you will. I watched the Treble Series today. Big ups. By the way, once our home record has gone, we will lose most games at home. This guarantees I like that. I don't... It's just becoming silly. It really is. Something needs to change. Why aren't we changing? Like, I thought in the first half, we tried something a bit different. And for the first half, it was working. But then, naturally, what happens when you're doing bad, okay, and then you get a good break, an opportunity to all converse with each other? What is likely to happen? Change. And why are we so bad at adapting to a change that a team makes? Do you know what I miss? I miss when we would be under pressure from a team and then we would slow the game down and then we'd turn it back into our game. You know? I miss that. I don't remember the last time we did that like we used to. We used to do that game on game, back to back to back to back. We do that all the time. It was a formula and it worked for seasons. I don't think this is a case of that just we've been figured out on that half. I don't think that's the case. I think it's either the players being inept or for some reason Pep don't want to do it no more. I don't know what it is. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted, was it? Blinking heck. Well, you had a sneak peek at them. That was my player rating graphic. Is it? No. Oh, come on. What was it called? Can't remember. There you go. Click this. Bosh. There you go. Have a read of that, and then I'll go through them all in a sec. Spurs home, Liverpool away, Forest home, Palace away. I can see 3 out of 4 losses. Tony Kidvasky, it was a subs, bro. We were holding out well before the subs. Big ups to the chat, Tony. I don't think I've seen you here before. I'll get on to the subs. Who will be Man City's next manager? If Pep left at the end of the season. Subs made it worse. Yes, big up, Tony. We were bad all second half anyway. Maybe Rodri calmed the dressing room down. I don't even know. Anyway, I'm going to get through this. Starting with Edison in goal. 6. He made good saves. I felt, there were good stops he made along the way. I felt. I can't complain too much of Edison. The 2 goals, he's just absolutely cooked on. The first goal we concede is embarrassing. The second one is just there's a perfect word, and it's called heads down and crumbling. It's not a word, it's 4 words, but still, we just crumbled after the second, and then when we started losing, we had a quick, we have a game to play. And then we managed to get a few shots in stoppage time. By the way, up until stoppage time, we hadn't had a shot that half. Remember that. Walker, 5.5. I think he needs to do better on Matoma. Matoma had him inside out a few times that game. I've seen worse performances from Walker this season. I just, it was a 5.5. I just think someone needs to. I'm not putting on Walker, but someone needs to do something when on that first goal. I'm not putting it just on Walker. A 5.5 for what exactly? A pure 0 needs to be he actually did absolutely nothing, and Matoma just basically was allowed to run freely down that side. Walker did get some bits right defensively. I'm not going to sit and say he didn't, because he did, and because, like I said, and like I keep saying, the first half was good. All right, the second half, everyone dropped off. Hey, if the second half was the full game, everyone's rating would be lower, probably, apart from maybe Edison. All right, if that was the case. It's not the case. I know my ratings are different to yours, so I respect that. Yeah. But if this was a second half player ratings, Walker's probably a 4, Vardio's probably a 4, Pusey's probably a 5, Lewis is probably a 5. I can't wait to talk about that first goal because it was embarrassing. There's only one player that I sympathise with to an extent. The other 3, what are you doing? Rico Lewis, no. Vardio, look, I partly sympathise with Vardio. Okay, I'll get on to why. I partly sympathise with Kyle Walker. No, with Vardio, because Walker and Vardio's been told to go to a new league, a difficult stadium, play centre back, and he's got to be the guy that basically has to watch and mentor Pusey. Pusey needs a much more experienced centre back on with him. I genuinely think that's the case. He needs a Diaz or a Stones, and I know they were injured, but even put a Kanji next to him to shove Vardo at left back. It isn't very fair for him to be that kind of guy that has to partly mentor him. But nonetheless, on the goal, the first goal, what is he doing? He was just, I know that it was bouncing, it was moving around, but someone actually just needs to move that ball. Otherwise, a Brighton player that is watching, his name is Joao Pedro, is going to watch that and be like, these guys don't know what they're doing. I'll just run in and I'll take the ball. I'll take a touch whilst I'm at it and I'll shoot. And that's exactly what he did. Joao Pedro was so calm there, and that was what got the ball in the back of the net for them. The 4 people defending there didn't have an ounce of calmness. Joao Pedro was the only calm one. And in that situation, you could argue it's a 1v5 because he has to beat the keeper as well. And Joao Pedro was the only one that was calm. And probably Edison. But, I mean, he was fuming afterwards. He was hitting the floor. Okay, and I understand why. I don't blame Edison for that goal because it's ridiculous from the City backline. There are 4 of them around that ball. Why is no one touching it? Simpson Pusey, I thought he was all right. I just think he was okay. I think he needs a more experienced centre back being put next to him, not someone that we've played at left back all season, all his time here. I think he's unfortunate to be put at centre back whilst we have Diaz and Stones out. But then you can make the argument that he isn't even playing when Diaz and Stones are out. He needs someone more experienced next to him. Worst run of form in the modern era since Sheik came in. What more can the lad do with Walker being the idiot to his right? I mean, yeah, it's like Simpson Pusey, he's new to this, and his first start in the Premier League is an away game. His first UCL start is an away game in Portugal. These are two difficult nights to ask a 19-year-old to do. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that means he can have a bad game, okay, which I don't think he was particularly bad in either. It's so harsh on him if you're really going to pick at him, okay. Brighton were brilliant that second half, and they deserved to win. They should have got more goals sooner. Simply put, it was okay. It was an okay performance. First half I thought he looked quite composed. Second half, there were moments where he was composed, but there were moments where it was just like, what are we doing? And final of the back line, Rico Lewis, the person I probably sympathise most with on the goal, the first goal, and my only reason I do is because he actually at least put his body on the line. Danny Welbeck is a striker that is going to shoot, and he got in front of him, is what I'll say. He got in front of him, and he basically did his job, which is there's no way Danny Welbeck can shoot in that situation. What I don't understand is why no one else was able to hoof that ball. Why no one else was even able to just give it a quick pass towards Edison. Edison is extremely good. Edison was extremely good at being on the ball with his feet. Funnily enough, that's his selling point. That's what makes Edison who he is. That's the reason we have him. Is because he's extremely calm on the ball. Just think of moments from off the top of your head. Oh wait, like the moment where he almost basically lets the ball roll into his net and Diogo Jota comes in to slide it, but he just passes it like nothing happened. The moment like where he almost came up to the halfway line playing against Wolves once, and like he was just passing it around like a defender. That's why he's here. Okay, he can handle those situations, even if it means he absolutely wellies it. Okay, at least he can welly it somewhere that isn't there. I know there's players in the box, but Edison's very calm. You just get it out of that awful situation because that was embarrassing to watch. I'll speak about those games. I'll speak about those games at the end of this player ratings. Gundo 5.5. I just thought it was okay. There was nothing encouraging from him. He was okay at times. I didn't have a moment of excitement from him. He was okay. Gundo, meh. There was nothing that made me be like, oh, good play, Gundo. And I only saw a couple of misplaced passes, which is why he's got 5.5. Kova 6. I'll be honest, he saved by his assist. He had a couple of good dribbling moments, so I give him a 6. Second half, like everyone dropped off. Didn't really do anything. Midfield just died. Yeah, I can see that. The watch on was paused on you when you was about to punch your desk. I actually punched my chair, is the honest answer. I don't like punching this desk because it's very wobbly. This is me lightly wobbling it, but I literally went like that afterwards out of frustration. I was fuming. I was absolutely livid with that. I don't like reacting on stream, which is why I didn't do anything on stream. But trust me, I was absolutely livid. Because I don't want to punch that because I just don't like it. Can you read my predictions? The ones from earlier. I saw this one that can see 3 out of 4 losses. I mean, with the way we're playing currently, like the one thing I can hope for is that we come back and we just do something a bit better. We come back from the break and we do something a bit better. That's the one hope I can hold. Yeah. It's the one hope I can hold, that like we come back, we're feeling fresh maybe, and oh yeah, don't worry. Where is it? I did see it. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Ah, yeah, don't worry, I'll do this straight after I wrap up the player ratings. You know, you was bad when you was bad when you got angry. Sorry, how do you mean? Sorry. Yeah, I was livid that game. This was so frustrating because we bottled it. If you're gonna hold out, you hold out. Okay, you hold out best you can. Okay, but if you don't hold out and you play badly, like if you get the win, it's job done. You manage to hold on. But if you don't, then you're a bottler. Is my honest answer. Man City 3-1 Spurs says this is City. Oh. Moving on, Savinho. I thought it was okay. He should have had a goal in the first half. You know, it was a good save by Verbruggen, but he should have a goal. He had good dribbles, honest opinion. I thought, you know, so I give him a 6. He was okay. You know, the second half dropped off like everyone. And subbing De Bruyne on for him, I felt was weird. You know, you're taking pace off the field for De Bruyne. De Bruyne's not quick. He never has been an absolutely rapid player. To be fair, he's never been that guy. But for some reason, we did that. I felt it would have been better to keep the pace. 2-0 Forest. Foden, I give him a 5. Look, it's just like I don't think he did anything. He didn't make the goal. Didn't really create anything. Didn't really have. He had one shot at some point in the second half, late in the game when we were 2-1 down. You know, he had one shot which just went wide, which is promising from Foden. You know, it's a, I guess, step in the right direction. Yeah, but otherwise I can't really say anything. Foden looks like a shadow of the player he used to be. I trust that Foden can get back to the levels he used to be on. Because, look, I'll just go to transfer market real quick. I just want to have a look at Foden last season. Foden. 24-23. Yeah, so Premier League, he didn't get his first goal until some point in September. By this time in the Prem, where are we? We are on the 9th of November. So a year ago, so roughly he had 3 goals, 3 assists in the Prem. Currently in the Prem, I don't think he's got much. He might have an assist. So, look, there's no doubt there's been a little bit of a drop off. Champions League, I believe he had like a couple of goals probably or something. It's beyond the point anyway. I'm tempted to bring my Christmas theme after the break, but I'll probably wait until Liverpool 1st December. Community Shield, curse. What, Liverpool ahead already? Lovely. Yeah, Darwin Núñez. No City for 2 weeks. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. What a shame. What a shame that, like, no City for 2 weeks is like a break from what we've been watching recently. Where was I? Foden, yeah, former shadow himself. I hope he can find his levels again. Núñez, 5.5. Look, on the goal, it's embarrassing. Like basically everyone there. He's just kind of standing there. He looks like a lost child doing that. It's not his area, to be fair. What I will say is that I was fuming to see he got shoved back into midfield when a substitution got made. Fusion, welcome to the chat, mate. I see you're quoting Haaland. Welcome to the chat. Big ups for viewing. Haaland 6. He gets a goal. It kind of saves him. He didn't actually. Do you want to know what was surprising? This didn't come down to Haaland missing a few chances. That was the best chance Haaland got that game, and he took it. He had a couple of all right ones, like one where he just like kind of like blasted it across the pitch, and then we just kind of took it back and had to work our way back up with it. I'm trying to think of other chances. I think he had a header on a corner, which I said he probably could have done better with. So there's no doubt that maybe he should have had a second goal, but he didn't have tons of chances. City keep losing. It's going to cost us the league at this rate. Yeah, you're not wrong. The rate Liverpool are going too. Welcome to the chat, Connor Bradley. Substitutions, De Bruyne, I give him a 6. He came on, didn't really do anything. I don't know why we subbed him on for Savinho. That's the wrong kind of sub to make. Savinho was the quickest player on the pitch apart from Haaland and Foden. He's probably a bit quicker than Foden, to be honest. He's a quick player when you get going. And in a game like this, you kind of need that pace. You mean cost Man City top 4? I get what you're saying. I just like De Bruyne. Like, I don't know why you make that sub. Maybe bring him on for Kova or Gundo. I know Gundo came off for Bernardo. Please no. I mock so many of my friends for doing Thursday night football. I pray not. By the way, let's make this clear. Pep would get sacked even if he couldn't get UCL because that is a must at this football club. I don't think he would. Is my honest answer. I don't think he would. I think he's probably got enough credit in the bank, similar to Klopp. How he had enough credit in the bank. I don't think City fans would be happy. I don't think he gets sacked because I think the board knows the outrage that would be caused. I think he would have credit in the bank. I think the following season is what you'd have to keep an eye on, though. I think he'd have to bounce back similar to how Klopp did last season because Klopp was like in the title race last season, wasn't he? So. Yeah. Man U vs Man City in Europa League. If they make it to that. Man U, that is what I'm talking about. And Bernardo, look, just like defending like a newbie on the goal. He should know. He's 30 years old or something like that. Maybe 29, but like he is an experienced footballer. He's defended before in his life. Like, for example, defending in the Champions League final in the last 10 minutes, because that's all we basically could do. Like, you need to just take that ball. You're like the oldest one there. Take that ball and boot it. Do something with it. I know you're not a defender, but just do something as opposed to whatever it was you were doing. Like, all of them seem scared to touch the ball. And that concludes player ratings. Anyway, I said I would, so I will. Where are we? There we go. Predictions for Liverpool, Spurs, Liverpool, and Forest. Win, lose, draw. Can you give us your predictions? Look, I like to be optimistic. We all know that. I basically predict every game to be a City win. I don't think I've ever predicted a loss. I think I have predicted a draw, though. I think we're going to beat Spurs and then we'll draw the next two. This board would require UCL, that's the thing. I wouldn't want him sacked, but we've never not got him UCL. And City need that UCL jackpot. I think we'll get UCL regardless. Like the positivity. To be honest, I feel negative even saying it because look, normally I'd go for the City wins. With and without Rodri, defeat ratio with 2.6, without 33%. Look at that. Imagine business. Yeah, I would go absolutely mental. I don't know what you need to see to know that, like, we need something. We need something to change in January. Signings need making, and it's not even funny. You know, like, we actually need something to change. It is hard to watch some of these players try to do, like, splashy cash. You barely spent a penny in the summer. You spent like 45 million, and that's a lot of money, but not for us. I say that with confidence. That's not a lot of money for us. We can spend money on big players. I think we could fund bringing in Zubamendi. I think we can. Move quickly, get the deal done sooner rather than later so that Real Sociedad then have time to get the replacement, because that's a big thing with deals. And the later you leave it, the harder it gets, because then the team that you are signing them off doesn't want to make the deal, because the later you leave it, the harder it is to get a replacement, because then they need to go make business with a different team. You know what I'm saying? Then they need to go sign a player, take a player off them, and then it even comes down to whether they need to make a replacement or not. It becomes difficult the longer you leave it. I think he's partly joking there, if I'm being honest. I think he is joking. Obviously, we're not happy, but Pep's a weirdo when it comes to interviews sometimes. I want change. I want to see a reaction like how Pep was. Do you remember when was it when we beat Tottenham 4-2, or was it when we lost to Tottenham 1-0? And Pep in the after-match press conference said, after-match interview, said I don't know who my players are. There's no hunger. There's no fight. There's nothing. Is Pep trying to tell me that there is hunger and fight in this team? So I'm struggling to see some of the fight sometimes and the hunger. Players age 29 plus. City have 10. That's second in the league. We need to sign younger players. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Big ups to you all. This is a tough pill to swallow. Trust me, I know. I will not be hitting my chair this time as much as a part of me probably wants to. This chair can probably take it, to be honest. It's pretty sturdy, if I'm being fair. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I never said that kind of badly. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully Villa do something, but at Anfield and already 1-0 down. My hope is not high. Big ups to you all. See you in the next one.